Hello. Well, if you're one of those people who has problems falling asleep or has problems actually getting good quality sleep, well, you're not alone, because there are millions of people all over the world just like you. But your problem ends today. You are in luck, because I've got for you tips on how you can hack your way to a better sleep. Yes, that's what's coming up next. I'll see you in a sec.
Now, for today's 2020 idea to better health, please welcome on stage Dr. Joe.
Hello, welcome back. I'm Dr. Joe of the drjoe.com. Well, if this is your first time on this channel, can I extend a warm welcome to you? This is your home of 2020 ideas to better health. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. So today we're going to be talking about sleep. Yes, sleep. Sleep is so important to our physical and mental health that it would be a travesty to ignore it if you are having sleeping problems. The more I delve deeper into the field of lifestyle medicine, the more I realize how important sleep is. Sleep is one of the most underrated medications out there that you can use to treat chronic diseases. You can use sleep to actually prevent chronic diseases like type 2 diabetes, as well as high blood pressure, and you can use sleep to reverse those chronic diseases like high blood pressure and type 2 diabetes as well. That's how important it is. So I felt I needed to do this presentation to help people having problems with sleep. In this presentation, I'm going to start off with the biological background to an organ that is actually involved with sleep, and I'll also give you a tool with which you can hack your way to a better sleep. So let's dive straight in.
Yes, I'm going to give you some tips on how to conquer your sleep problems, and indeed, it's not that hard when you know how to. Our body is an entity that you can actually easily manipulate, and that's what we're going to be doing. So let me apologize upfront, because I want to start off with the biology of sleep, but it's going to give you an understanding as to how you can actually get better sleep once you understand this very well. Now, inside our body, there's a body clock. Let's call it the internal clock. It is embedded deep inside our brain in an area called the hypothalamus. Inside the hypothalamus, in that body clock, that is, there are cells that respond to light, and when there is light, when they sense light, they know that it's time for wakefulness. And when there is absence of light, those cells in the hypothalamus, they know that it's time for sleep. So this is what we're going to be actually taking advantage of. Your body clock regulates your body functions through nerves and hormones. So functions like digestion, metabolism, temperature control, blood pressure control, the body clock has an influence on all of these functions. So if your body clock is out of whack, if it is out of sync, it's going to affect all of these processes. So that's why it's important for you to get a good night's sleep. And indeed, if you have a poor night's sleep, it's the reason why your blood pressure may be high in the morning. Our body is like a rhythm, and we have one. It's called the circadian rhythm, and this circadian rhythm is controlled by this internal body clock. This 24-hour circadian rhythm has to be kept in sync with the natural rhythm of night and day outside. All right, so daytime in our body clock in our brain should be daytime outside here in the outside world, and nighttime in the body clock in our brain should be nighttime in the outside world as well. So that is the synchronicity that we want to achieve. The good news is that we can actually hack the circadian rhythm. We can reset it using light outside and darkness as well. So how? Like I said, by using light. Light signal synchronizes our body clock with the outside world. So when there is light, the cells in the body clock, they know that it is daytime and you need to be alert, you need to be awake. And absence of light means they have to start making melatonin. So melatonin is a sleep hormone, and we need our melatonin for us to get a good night's sleep. How do we achieve this synchronicity? Well, through our eyes. We don't just use our eyes for vision. Our eyes are actually a window to this body clock that I'm talking about in the hypothalamus. So the main principle for sleep hacking is that we have to organize our day to do the right thing at the right time. We want to maximize melatonin production at night, because you need your melatonin to sleep. So during the daytime, we don't want melatonin, but during the nighttime, we want melatonin, lots of it. Light suppresses melatonin, and darkness actually boosts its production. So here are the tips. Tip number 1, you want to expose yourself to as much light as possible throughout the day. And we're talking being outdoors. You need 2 good hours of outdoors exposure, to light. This sends light signals through our eyes to our body clock, and it tells the body clock in our brain that it is time for us to be awake. So when you have this light penetrating through our eyes, through to the brain, it tells the cells in the hypothalamus, in the body clock, to say it is daytime, we need to be awake. In the same vein, when there is no light, they know that, it's time for them to start making melatonin, and it's time for us to, be preparing for sleep. So being outdoors is very important. It's amazing that, exposure to light during the day will affect your nighttime sleep. Well, it does. So that's tip number 1. And you want to be outside because the light outside is 100 times more than the light you have inside the home, inside our offices, inside the car. So the light outside is a lot better. You want to be outside for at least 2 hours during the day. Tip number 2, just like you want to expose yourself to a lot of light during the day, you want to avoid light also at night. So, and that also includes blue light. So you want to avoid blue light after sunset. So you get blue light from things like laptops, mobile phones, cell phones, that is, as well as tablets. So you want to avoid as much blue light as possible after sunset because you don't want to be stimulated. You don't want the body clock to be thinking it's daytime. You want that clock to be winding down. Our body clock is very sensitive to blue light coming through our eyes because blue light blocks melatonin production. Like I said, we need our melatonin for us to sleep better at night. So how do we achieve this? We want to use blue light blockers. There are glasses that have been designed for this purpose. They're called blue light glasses. They are the things you actually want for you to get a good night's sleep. And you don't want to be a cheapskate on buying these blue light glasses. You want a decent one because they're usually orange colored. They actually block the blue light. So even if you want to use your laptop, your cell phone, or watch television, you just go ahead and wear these blue light glasses. Start wearing them, from around about 6-7 o'clock, and that tells our body clock in the brain that, oh, we're winding down. We have to start making melatonin. Tip number 3, you want to sleep with an eye mask to block out all light as well. So it's the same principle. Once you have the eye mask, you want to block out all light. That means melatonin production would continue throughout the night, and because you need the melatonin to also maintain your sleep. So wear an eye mask. Oh, by the way, I'm going to leave links in the video description for the blue light blockers as well as the eye mask as well, if you want to get them, because you actually need this for you to facilitate your sleep at night. Tip number 4, you want to close up blinds in the bedroom to block out all light. Is the same principle. You want the melatonin production to carry on, and that way you want to block out all light to tell our body clock in the brain, that internal clock, that it is night time. It is not daytime for wakefulness. Tip number 5, you want to get into a routine. Our body loves a routine. What that means is you want to have the same sleep time and the same wake up time. And it doesn't matter whether you're going to work or not. Have the same sleep time and wake up time even on weekends when you're not going to work. Because once you maintain that routine, it keeps that body clock, that internal clock, in sync with the diurnal variation, the diurnal time, the natural rhythm outside. So you need to maintain a very nice routine and stick to it 7 days a week. Because when you do that, you're keeping the body clock in sync with the 24-hour clock outside. Tip number 6 is you want to avoid alcohol. People think alcohol is good for sleep. Actually, alcohol is very bad for sleep. Alcohol produces very poor quality sleep. It will put you to sleep very quickly, but the quality of the sleep is going to be very bad. Alcohol is bad for REM sleep, what we call rapid eye movement sleep. And you need your rapid eye movement sleep for you to feel fresh in the morning. Tip number 7, you want to dump all caffeine in the evenings. If you want to drink your caffeinated beverages, well, drink them during the day. But you need a 6-hour window between consumption and sleep time. That way, your body gets rid of the caffeine and it doesn't affect your sleep at night. And caffeinated drinks will include sodas, caffeinated tea, and even chocolate. Tip number 8, you want to audit your prescription pills as well as your over-the-counter pills. So diet pills, some blood pressure medications, prednisolone, which is a prescription medication, some asthma inhalers, Sudafed, Excedrin, Anacin. Some of these medications, all of these tend to interfere with sleep. For the blood pressure medications, not all of them. Some of them do affect sleep. And if it's a prescription medication, you just need to see your doctor, and both of you have a chat about it, and to say this medication is affecting your sleep, and he may have to give you a substitute. Tip number 9, you need to lose the weight. Obesity is associated with sleep apnea. Sleep apnea is one of the worst things you can ever have, because it produces poor quality sleep, and once you have that poor quality sleep, you get into this vicious circle of sleep apnea, poor quality sleep, your metabolism is disrupted, and then that will make you gain weight. So you need to lose the weight to get rid of sleep apnea. Tip number 10, exercise. Exercise is a double-edged sword. Exercise is good for sleep, but you have to do it earlier in the day. That's okay, because the endorphins, they keep you happy and they make you sleep better at night. But when you exercise deep into the evening, what then happens is these endorphins, they still be circulating and they keep you excited. And once you are excitable, you're not going to fall asleep very easily. So do not exercise late into the evening. Exercise earlier in the day.
Yes, the essential thing you need to gather from the first 2 hacks I gave to you is that you've got control and you've got tools. The tools you have are light as well as your 2 eyes. Now, your internal body clock is very sensitive to light. If it sees lots of light, it knows that melatonin production has to be suppressed, and that means it needs to keep you awake and alert. Absence of light means melatonin production will be triggered. That means it needs to prepare you for sleep. So that's the most important, that's the distinction that you need to know. So we need to stimulate ourselves maximally during the day with light exposure. That way it knows that this is daytime. And then as the evening draws on, we have to reduce our light exposure. And that's where the blue light blocker actually comes in, because it's going to help you reduce your exposure to light, including things like your laptops and your television, because they all emit blue lights. Your mobile phones, they all emit blue lights. So if you wear the blue light blocker glasses, then of course it fools your brain into thinking that, well, night is here, and that will be a trigger for melatonin production. So when you're ready for bed, your melatonin levels will be high up there, and that means you fall asleep quite easily. So let me quickly talk about naps. Naps is controversial. Should you have naps during the day? My view is this: if you're going to have naps, well, you can have them, but have them earlier on in the day. No naps beyond 3 p.m. The reason for that is, if you have naps late into the evening, you will be eroding into the sleep pressure that you need to actually help you fall asleep. So if, for instance, you go to bed by 10 p.m. and you have a nap at 6 p.m., you've already diminished the power of the sleep pressure that you need to help you fall asleep at that 10 p.m. So yes, you can have naps, but not beyond 3 p.m. Now, there's another resource I'd like you to have access to. It's a book that was written by Sean Stevenson. It's called Sleep Smarter. I'm going to leave links in the video description. The same place where you're going to find the links for the blue light blocker glasses. The links are going to be there. The more resources you have at your disposal that will help you sleep better, the better. Now, I hope I've done justice to this topic. If you liked what I've done here, please give this video a thumbs up, and like it as usual. And also, you must know a friend, a colleague in the office, a family member who has problems falling asleep. Please do share this video with them, because if you do that, you'll be caring for them. About comments, I want your comments, please. How long have you had sleep problems for? What have you done about it that hasn't worked? What have you done that worked before and then stopped working? And if you're somebody who normally falls asleep easily, you know, what are the tricks that you do have in your armory that help you actually fall asleep quite easily? I want to know all about it. Please leave your comments in the comment section, because anything you share, you're sharing with the community. Anything you share with me, you're also sharing with the community. So please do share. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. The subscription button is just right there in the bottom right corner. Please do hit it. I think that's about it. Until next time, well, this is Dr. Joe signing out.